Welcome to another episode of Torque. I hope you guys liked the intro. My kids watched the video and told me the intro was cringeworthy. What does that even mean? So they took me to a website. I was able to find a graphic artist who's able to do it for only a few dollars. So I hope you enjoyed that. So we're gonna go out to the barn. I've got a few projects. They're small projects. I don't have anything big this week. So let's head on out to the barn. All right, we're back in the paint booth. We got the hood turned right side up. I'm gonna start prepping it for paint. I'm not gonna put you guys through that process. You've seen that process in the previous video. So I'll just show you the end result when I'm done painting it. Let's move on to some other projects. Okay, these are some of the little projects that I'm working on. There's several of them, so let me get started. This is actually the emblem that was originally on the Chevelle when my friend received it back in 1983. This has been modified. I just going to show you guys the modification. And this is where I say don't be afraid to try something new. This actually had 396 below it. This was all one emblem. So what I wanted to try and do is take out the 396 because it's going to have a 489 engine when it's all said and done. It's a 454 punched out 30 over, and then it'd be stroked a 1/4 inch more, so it'd be 4 1/4 stroke. So in order to do this, I need to have a surface on the bottom. What I ended up doing is taping off the back side, putting in JB weld, and then cutting this portion off and rounding it off just like the top. So we'll see how it turns out. I had to put some filler in a little pit marks, but I think it's going to turn out really good, and I'll show you guys the end result of that. The fenders are also supposed to say SS 396. I'm not going to put the 396 in there. I just want the car to show SS. People are just going to have to figure out it's a Chevelle. So these will also be painted. What we're going to try and do, like that emblem, is we're going to try and paint these in the gray and then use the red on the raised portion for on the lettering. And then one of the other pieces is the hood vent. That also is going to be painted the gray color. So I have to put this in epoxy primer. All these items have to be put in epoxy primer first, and then I can put either a sealer or spray the base coat clear coat. So hopefully these turn out well, and you guys will see the after result on this. These are plates that I made up. You guys may not be aware, but the Chevelle has 3 vent holes that are in the vent box portion of the forward part of the Chevelle. There's normally 3 of them. I opted for 2 of them. So what I did is I welded up the front portion of the vent box and then cut my own openings. I just don't like the screens that they put in there. They always fall out. To me, they just don't look right. So I'll show you that on the car. As you can see, these have been cut out. This was completely filled with metal, and then I cut out the openings and made those custom panels to put in there. I think it's going to look a lot cleaner. We also shaved the firewall on the car, smoothed everything out. This has all been sanded in 600, so it's ready to go as soon as I can get it cleaned. And we're also going to paint the dash black. We're not going to paint it gray. So just stay tuned. Okay, we're in the paint booth, and I'm about to start painting these emblems. Hopefully they come out all right. And we're also going to try and paint the grills, the vent box covers, and some other stainless pieces that hold weather stripping. We'll see you in a minute. I ordered some motor mounts for the car too, and this is what I call the joys of hot rodding. These motor mounts are the exact same size. They're for a big block Chevy. Energy suspension, same exact part number, but when you compare the two, the spacing on them, that's how different they are. It's amazing. Their quality control, Obviously, it isn't as good as what they think it is. I know that the reviews on these, people said that they fit and some said that they didn't, and that would be the reason why. And I'll show you the difference on the motor mount. All right, I can show you the difference. I hope you guys are able to see this. This is the good motor mount. Slips right over just like it's supposed to, sits where it's supposed to. The other one, of course, doesn't go on at all. The distance is quite a bit off. Some people on the review said that they were grinding off the side of their motor mounts. That's not a good thing. You're reducing the strength of that motor mount, especially with a big block Chevy. Years ago, I probably would have put this in a vise and beat the crap out of it. Don't do that. So you probably think the best way to go is actually send this piece back and be done with it and try and get a new one. But what may happen, you may get the same idiot who created this one, and it's still wrong. So this is an easy fix. I'll show you how it's done. You can see this is the good one. The one I've set up, and this is what you do. Use some all thread. You can get that in any hardware store. I set it up so you have the all thread with the nuts inside, washers on the outside just to keep it from marring up the chrome that much. And what I'm going to do is unwind these, and it's going to spread this out. So give me a second and I'll show you the results. All right, I finished. You can see there's one, goes right on, and there's the other, goes right on. No mar in the finish, looks excellent, and we didn't have to send it back. Work smarter, not harder. All right, I painted the epoxy primer on the emblems. The S's themselves look exceptional. They look really well. The SS could use a little work, but I'm really happy with the results. I had to fill in a couple of spots, but I think it's going to work out. Just going to give you a quick update. It's late at night. It's about 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. So I'm doing the top of the hood. I've got 3 coats of base on there, and then I did a drop coat. And a drop coat means that you have the gun placed a little bit higher, and supposedly it's supposed to orient the flakes inside of the paint so that it evens out the color. You don't get any modeling. Modeling looks like you start to see lines everywhere. And then also, I did the SS emblems, and I think they turned out really well. I've got to get some clear on them. And then I also did the grills. Well, I finished spraying the hood with clear, and from here it looks pretty good, except for about the 100 bugs that came out. New lesson, don't paint at night. I bet I pulled off 40 bugs off this thing, and you can probably see a couple bugs on there from my last coat. So I put 5 coats of clear on. What I'm going to try and do is actually cut and buff this. So I'm going to sand it maybe with 800, 1000, 1500, and then I'm going to try and buff it out with that DeWalt buffer. Hopefully these will come out, and hopefully it'll look a lot better than it does right now. We will see. But the SS emblems turned out great. Absolutely love them. I don't think I could be any happier with those. We'll put some red accents on them, and I think they'll look really, really good. The grills came out really good, and then I have these trim pieces that hold weather stripping. So just stay tuned. We'll see how the hood turns out. Okay, because of my bug situation, I started sanding the hood. I started cutting it with 800 and then 1000. I got most of the bugs out, but part of the bugs are going to be forever part of my hood. Lucky bastards. So I'll keep on going, 1200, 15, 18, 2000. I may even get up to 3000, we'll see. And then I'll start the buffing portion. So just hold on, we'll see how it turns out. All right, I already got up to 3000 grit sandpaper. I've got all of the orange peel out, and I'll show you guys how it looks. You'll see a little bit of a reflection on it, but this is with 3000 grit sandpaper. So I'm just going to show you real quick this, and then I'm going to get into buffing, and I'll show you a quick video every time, every stage of buffing. There's only 3 stages, so give me a second. All right, real quick, we'll go over what I'm using to polish the hood. So you first start off with a wool pad. It's a compound polishing pad. You can see the number on that. That's 3M pad. You actually use that with this rubbing compound. It's got the one on it, the 36060. Use this compound with this wool pad, and then you also use it with the white pad. You can see it, 05723 3M foam compound pad. And then the final stage, the third stage, is use this compound, 05996, with this black polishing pad, which is also a 3M pad. And then we also have the polisher that we purchased that we used on the tank, and we've got the Velcro on there, and you use this at 1200 RPM on all 3. So let's go ahead and get to polishing. All right, we've already done our first cut with the buffing compound and the wool pad, and I've got 2 more cuts to go, and this is the way it looks right now. Not too shabby for a beginner. All right, went ahead and hit our second step on buffing. That was a different pad, a white pad, and it was the same compound. And you can really tell the difference now. So I have 1 more step to go. That's the final polish. But I'm really happy with the results. That is, besides those dang bugs that are stuck inside the paint. Just a couple of legs. All right, I think you guys will be truly amazed. Third and final step of buffing is complete. It's truly amazing to me. I didn't think it could buff out any shinier, and it did. It's incredible. So Susan, of course, came out, found a whole bunch of spots. She can find anything with those damn eyes. And I had to go back to the first step, and then go back to the second, and then go to the third. So I'll let you take a look at the results. You can see the reflection off of it. It's incredible. I would have never guessed I could do a paint job as well as this. And I have to say, I gotta give a big shout out to Brandon and Craig. They were my technical advisors. They helped me with everything. They told me what to do, how to do it. So I really appreciate all the help. It may be a couple more weeks before we put out another video. I've got the body over there. It needs to be washed. I've got to go through that whole process. So it's going to take me a while. If you enjoyed this video, please like or subscribe or share it with your friends. We'll see you in a couple weeks.